Do you know that you would think would be great wives personally in your life, and how many men do you know personally in your life that you think would be great husbands that are single?
I know about 10 women in my life that I think would be great wives. Um, Maybe like 3 men that would be great husbands.
How you quantifying that they would be great wives, and how you quantifying they would be great husbands?
Personal development, working on themselves, working to be better, having understanding who they are, being able to take accountability, worked on their past traumas, have actually taken time to be alone, to work through the childhood trauma, the relationship traumas, the relationship that they've had with money, just a lot of different things.
So 10 women like that and only 3 men?
Yeah, I'm in a sorority, so I just have a little bit more access to women in that retrospect.
But I've heard that women in sororities are actually not marriage material in terms of, uh, they want to be boss babes, they preach to be boss babes and all those kind of things. I'm not sure, but I've heard some guys say that stay away from women in sororities. What do you guys think?
In my personal experience with men, it's men sometimes they a little slower with personal development,
You know,
right?
I think this is the major disconnect between men and women. And I see, and what she just described pretty much explained it to me. You encounter women on a friendship level to the point where you don't actually see the relationship side of them, whereas your most of your encounters with men have been relationship based.
No,
So
these men that I'm speaking of,
they're
I've
platonic
never met.
friends.
No, they're like my friends. And the women that I'm speaking of, like I've set them up with some of my guy friends. So I've seen I'm not a
I'm
non-biased
not saying
woman.
no.
Wait, isn't that weird? So she's not married, but she knows 3 men who are marriage material. But instead of choosing one of them, she instead connected the marriage material men to her friends. I mean, unless she doesn't want to get married. I'm confused.
I'm not saying that you're biased. I'm saying that typically when you encounter men that's more romantic, it's on a romantic level. That's why you will only know 3 men in your life that you would say are marriage materials, because you're only like you have more female friends than you have male friends, and that's only
No, that's not the case. I actually have more guy friends actually.
so. Wait. Okay, so what you just said earlier don't make any sense then.
It does make sense because you didn't listen to my reasons on why I said.
No, I
I,
did.
I said that the men that I know personally, that I know that are my guy friends, they're not personally developing. And I think to be in a healthy
Maybe if she get
relationship,
details on the personal development, we can have an
Right,
understanding.
because I'm not understanding how you know 10 women but only 3 men, but you have more male friends than you have women friends. Like it just don't.
It doesn't make sense.
It's that thing that I always think about. Like
A
when you
better,
point,
like
when
I think a better question might be is like how many male friends would you say you have?
Hmm.
maybe like
She's gonna lie.
10ish, 10ish.
Okay, so out of the 10 men,
Wait, you can't. She just lied. The math doesn't math. All right, is that what they say these days? The math it ain't mathing. I think that's what they say. So she just said she knows she has more male friends than female friends, but she said she knows, and she just said she has 10-ish male friends, and out of the 10-ish male friends, she knows 3 who are marriage material. But then she says she knows 10 marriage material women friends, female friends. So that would mean she knows the same number of men. She has the same number of male friends as she has the same number of female friends. But she just says she has more male friends. The math isn't. You guys see that? Yeah, it doesn't. She's lying.
and only 3 of them are marriage material.
Yeah, like today years old. I'm not saying they don't have the potential, right? But we can't be thinking about potential. we have to think about like who they are like to their years old.
I got you. And then, as far as women, how many women friends did you say you have that you know?
She's gonna lie.
Friends,
She's gonna lie again.
4. But like women that I encounter like through my sorority, right? Through meeting them through like my brother or like some of my I'm close with some of my brothers, like women ex-girlfriends. I'm close with some of my guy friends.
I'm just talking about women that you're close to. How many women
She's
that you
lying.
encounter on a regular basis to be able to give a more accurate response to his
Observation.
question?
Think of it the same way that you thought of the men. That whatever you think as far as male friends, you have female friend equivalent. How many of them is there? Like
She's
how
gonna
many?
lie.
Like the men that you put in that category as friends, and you said I got 10 male friends and only 3 of them.
Y'all didn't ask friends. Y'all said people I know that's close to me.
They said friends. You're lying. I told you guys. I could see it from a mile away. Now she's changing, and I hope they catch up on that. Now she's changing. They literally said, "How many male friends do you have? How many female friends do you have?" And then she started thinking. That's when you know someone is lying, when they have to think about their answer. Not all the time, but now this time she's now changing. Oh, you guys didn't ask me about friends. You asked me about people I know. I mean, if you know someone so well that you think they're marriage material, they might as well be your friend because it takes time to know all those qualities about someone. She's lying, man.
People that
We're trying to get a
close, they don't gotta
percentage.
be friends.
So if
She
you
said
if you
four.
if you grab where you grab the 10 women from, whatever pool you grab the 10 women out of, how many is in totality that you know of?
Wait, what?
Liar.
How many women do you know that aren't marriageable, and how many men do you know that aren't marriageable?
I answered that, and now y'all talking about well,
No, your initial question.
Oh.
No, your initial question. I got what you're saying. You're saying there are 4 men that you think are marriageable and 10 women that you think. They're trying to figure out the proportional difference. So how many women do you know that you think are not marriageable, and how many men are not marriageable that you know?
Oh, them numbers is outrageous for both the men and the women. I don't
But out of the
think
4, but out of the 4 women that you're close to, how many of them are marriage material?
No, she already said 10. Her number was
No.
10.
Hold on. Go ahead.
But y'all confusing shit out of it. Like, y'all got to
Wait,
slow it down, and y'all have to like come. Y'all have to be all be on the same page, because I understand what Marcus is doing. Marcus tried to flip it to see if we can get a better number. So, but she seemed to be all over the place
Yeah, she's
because she
lying.
knows a lot of people.
So
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
ask
like
no.
y'all questions, y'all gotta be a little bit more direct.
hold
I
on.
know a lot of people in
Right.
life.
So, but we're not talking about everybody in life. We're only talking about the men and women that you are
friends.
close to, that you can honestly say. So that's why I just asked, what's the total number so we can get a range? What's the total number of women that you encounter on a regular?
And when you say
each year?
close, what do you mean by close?
Some people are just black and white, okay, and so you can't really go in between. I
Like
don't think y'all gonna get the answer
You
that y'all.
mean friends? You mean
Let's just say
associates?
friends. Okay, let's just say, like, how many female friends do you have?
4,
Okay, and how many male friends do you have?
10.
Okay, 10 male friends and 4 female friends. Out of the 4 female friends, which Ruth said, how many are marriage material?
4.
3.
3. And out of
that sounds like bias.
Yo, oh my god, she's good. She's good at lying. She's good. Like everyone is confused, but I think he gets it. I think he gets it. Who else is smiling? Ruth gets it. I think Sweeney gets it, but I think he's just mad because he can tell she's lying. This guy, this one I think is just disgusted. This one already got it. I think that's why he tried to flip the question to catch her. She gets. How did they let her get away with this? This is crazy.
Right, but that's what I.
Hold on. No. I was laughing at something else. Out of the 10 men, how many are marriage material?
3.
3. Okay.
So 70% of the women that you know are marriage material, but
75.
75, but only
30.
30% of the men that she know. Come on, man.
So, but sweetie,
But
that's why-
wait, you got to take into consideration she might only surround herself with those 4 types. You know what I'm saying? Those 4 people that she surrounds herself with are a certain caliber of woman. So that could happen. That's why I was trying to ask how many, wherever she derived that 10 from would have made more sense, because she got the 10 that she knows. I wanted to know how many people she knew totally out of that 10. So then you would have a more accurate assessment of what she was, how she felt about it.
She kicks it with good women and knucklehead niggas.
I got the answer. Women, I got the answer if y'all just listen. Listen, Linda. Women have a higher opinion of women,
Yes.
and we have a lower opinion of men.
Yep.
That's why
I don't agree with that at all.
I
I don't
agree.
agree. That's not my reasoning for
Ruth is definitely right. You know, the sisterhood is a real thing. You know, like a woman will literally hold a man accountable so quick. And if a woman does the same thing a man did, she'll be like, you know what, maybe she's not mentally okay. Maybe she's going through some things. You know, give us some grace. You know, like, for example, if a woman sees a man who's not taking care of his kids, right? Both men and women will agree he's a deadbeat dad. But if a woman is in the same scenario and the father is taking care of the kids and she abandons the kids, you know what they'll say? She's going through some mental health issues. Give us some grace and this and that. So it's true. Like, they will quickly hold men accountable, but they will give women grace. So Ruth is right. And I'm surprised it's a woman saying this. I'm surprised Ruth can literally say this and it wasn't even a man. She's right. Sisterhood.
why I say
We
what
can
I said.
easily see the men's flaws, but it's hard to see the flaws of the women that's close to us. That's all I'm
Thank
saying.
you, Ruth.
We'll
Thank
say,
you.
girl,
No, I
you
see
look good
her
in that. And they
flaws.
don't look. I'm just talking in general. I'm not really talking to about you. I'm just saying we will say, oh girl, you look so good in that. Everything's gonna be great.
Yep.
But not tell her the truth. But we get real raw with the men that
Yep.
we know in general.
Thank you.
What are those three? What are the
like
marriage material?
answer.
For the 3 women, what makes them marriage material?
Good
in your
question.
opinion?
Good question.
As I stated earlier, but when I was asked this question for me, because the only thing I can speak is from my truth and my experience and my journey.
Mhm.
For me, a person for me that I'm like, okay, I feel like they're on marriage material is that they're working on themselves, right?
What does that mean?
Personal development, healing from our past traumas, whether it be relationships, from our parents, from our sisters, from our friends, from race issues, from all of these things. We're actively working through those. We're able to identify our triggers. We're able to understand our needs, our wants, our desires. We're stable in our mind, in our spirit, in everything that we're better in ourselves.
See, she isn't saying nothing. She's just saying a bunch of gibberish, right? I hate when people use trauma and race and healing and working on themselves. What does that look like? You know, we need tangibles. For example, as a man, let's say I want to get married, right? Or be in a better relationship, right? I'm gonna when I say I'm working on myself, maybe I'm getting in shape because I think I would think my significant other wants to see me in shape. That's one. I'm working on myself. Maybe I'm trying to make more money because I expect that my significant other would want me to be stable, right? Maybe as a man, I might be working on maybe controlling my temper, learning more, acquiring more social skills, reading more self-help books in terms of controlling your temper and being emotionally stable. That's working on yourself. But just throwing the word working on myself out there never means nothing. We need tangibles. You know what I mean? Especially we need tangibles that are going to be helpful to your partner. Rather than you might be working on yourself, but how is that going to benefit the person you're going to be in a relationship with? If you're working on yourself, it should be something that's going to be beneficial to the person you're going to be in a relationship with. It shouldn't just benefit you. Because I mean, if marriage or relationship is what you want, then it might be smart enough to work on things that are going to be beneficial in the relationship. You know what I mean? And also, when people throw this racial thing around, race and this racism and trauma, people who are the most racism, who suffered the most racism during the Jim Crow and slavery, were more married than us who claim we have so much racism. How can you use racism as an excuse for not being in a good relationship or for not being married? Yet people who really faced it, slavery and Jim Crow and all those things, right, 60, 80, 200 years ago, were more married and in more long-term relationships than us right now. Isn't that crazy? All right, enough of the rant.
On an everyday basis. We understand who we are, we understand where we want to go, and we understand how to get there. We also are able to take accountability. We're able to apologize. We're able to work, like we're just all encompassing beings that are like, and also ready to be committed. Like a lot of my guy friends, they're not ready to be in a relationship. They're not ready to be married. So if you're not even ready to be in a relationship, like they be like, hey, I'm out here in the streets.
So why are you keeping those guys around as your friends? If you're trying to be in a good relationship or to get married, you might as well keep company of people who are thinking the way you are thinking. So why are you keeping guys who are not married or not marriage material in your life as friends? She's contradicting herself. Anybody see this?
I'm figuring shit out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they not even in a mindset to be married. So you have to want to be married. You have to be like, you know what? I've been out here. Shit ain't been working. Clearly, there's a disconnect. Clearly, there's some things that I need to work on for myself to figure out why I'm not attracting the person that I want. Why am I continuously running into these certain type of men, these certain type of women, and I'm taking a step back from dating. I'm taking a step back from having sex. I'm taking a step back from being outside in the streets and really figuring out what it is I want and how I can get there. And in my experience, the women that I have dealt with,
let's let the other ladies answer the question too.
They have been working on that because as a collective, right? We all collectively have been working on that because we've listened to the negative feedback that's been talked about the Black woman. Y'all don't do this. Y'all don't do that. Y'all this. Y'all that. So we've taken that and we tried to better ourselves. So that's why I said what I said.
Okay, gotcha.
The words.
Unless she went in a rant, but she said nothing. They literally asked her, from the 3 female friends that you think are marriage material, but for some reason they're not married. There's so much marriage material, but some reason they're not married, right? For the 3 friends who you think are marriage material, what are the characteristics that show that they're marriage material? Then she went on a tangent of racism and trauma and all this. She said nothing. She literally said nothing.
Hold on, y'all. Let's just let the ladies go real quickly, y'all. Like just 1 minute. Go ahead, lady.
Thank you. So as far as the question goes, I guess appearance that it seems like women are doing the choosing when it comes to dating, and whether or not I think it throws off the dynamic. I think it just depends on where people are when they're approaching dating. I mean, personally, for me as a woman, I don't pursue men. It's not really my thing, but I do understand women being more assertive. I guess as it relates to going after what they say they want. It seems like it's almost a freaking Hunger Games for a man out here with some of these chicks. So, you know, I get it being like a thing where they might feel like they need to assert themselves if they want to get what they want, which is a man. Whether or not they're ready for the man that they say they're looking for is something else entirely. Because like you approaching dating from a place of either desperation or need or imbalanced desire, like whatever that is, could just have you just messing everybody else up because you still ain't working on yourself. Just a whole bunch of collateral damage along the way, you know? So this depends on how you approach it with that. But yeah, some women are doing the choosing. Not my cup of tea, because I do think I prefer my men to be the leader and the guide in that, because, you know, men loving you, y'all just, you know, it's the whole thing with cheating in the flesh and y'all being a bit more carnal than we are and whatever have you. There's that whole rabbit hole that I could go down, but I'm sure y'all catch my drift.
Our issues are very visible inside of all of our lives. So what is the determining factor to say that I've made it to a certain point in my healing or my counseling that I am now marriage material?
Good question.
I think that's for each individual person to decide. I honestly don't think it's for us to decide who is and who isn't marriage material. That's a personal decision. And if they find somebody.
Yeah, but you just determined and told us that 3 of your girlfriends are marriage material. So how did you find out? Did they tell you? Because if you didn't see it and they just told you, that means they just told you what they want you to hear.
That is willing to go on that journey or be with them while they're in their figuring out phase or whatever, that's for them to do. It's not for me to do. This is all like based on my personal opinion. I don't like to.
I don't think that was his question, though. Yeah, I don't think that was his question. His question is for people that are healing, right? Let's say I'm in my healing journey and all that, and you did the work. Like, how do you measure if somebody did the work if you're still repeating some of those same things within these relationships? Yeah. Like if you meet somebody and they say they healed, how do you know they healed? And then the same stuff that they supposedly have worked on is still showing up in relationships, right? Elsa, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, so just to use a woman for example, woman has had a traumatic past, whether it was a relationship or something inside her childhood. She goes to counseling for it, but inside relationships, there's a continuing problem that whenever she gets into a relationship, she starts doing small little things to test his loyalty, to test how far she can go before he snaps. And she doesn't realize she's doing it because these are unconscious behaviors that have formed, you know, since she encountered the trauma. But she's been going to therapy, but these things are still present, and these little small things are what add up and destroy relationships. So how can anybody ever come to the point where it's like, okay, I've done the work on myself to say that now I'm ready to be inside of a committed relationship? And that's, you know, it's not directed at any one person. It's just hard. It's hard for us to, I don't think there's a solid foundational definition of what it means to be marriage material.
And I'm glad you.
I think the whole marriage material thing should be it's a skill of containing so many different sub skills, whether that's how to communicate well, how to resolve conflict, how to respect your partner. But I think all these skills, if they're not built in the household, so from your parents, right? If you didn't grow up in a household where your parents are married, it's going to be tough to acquire those skills. And it's even getting harder and harder to acquire those skills, right? Because our parents are teaching us more of go to college, focus on your career, get a job, blah, blah, blah. But the whole marriage relationship skills, we literally need a college just to teach us those skills because we don't have those skills anymore. That's why the marriage rates and everything is going down and the divorce rates are going up, right? Because I believe personally, those are skills that start from someone's childhood, someone's home, right? Because the person has to see it. But all we see are our parents working hard, hustling, and then them telling us, go to school so you don't have to hustle like me, or go to school so you be like me, stable like me. They never teach us relationship skills. So this whole thing of I'm healed, I'm healing, and these and trauma, I don't think it even works at all. Like it takes so it would the person would need to talk to a successfully married couple for them to convince me that they've been healed and they've acquired some relationship skills and ready for marriage. That's what I believe. What do you guys think? Full video. I almost covered almost all of it, but full video to the Lapif Network. Comment down in the comments or in the description. I like these conversations. Very great to see different dynamics, dating dynamics from the woman's perspective and the man's perspective. Subscribe. Till next time. Peace.